Talk about wanker. Did you say wanker?
Wanker.
Good Lord. All right. We want to welcome you to this week's Politically Correcting podcast, where we are lovers of common sense and decency here at the We the People Podcast Network. My co-host, Lavelle.
What up?
Dan from the streets. Austin on the ones and twos.
Hello.
And we want to get the party started, where we always share a drink with friends while having open dialogue and being able to still walk away, still being friends. Let's crack a lackin'. I'm going back to my old school podcast days when I first started, when I was getting made fun of for my White Claws.
Oh, yeah. Here, I got you. Nope.
Ill prepared.
You're the only one drinking.
Ill prepared. Lavelle got a drink that requires.
Yeah, he's off the wagon.
Off the wagon.
I got it.
I blame
Me?
Women.
the lack of accountability.
Oh my goodness.
Well, so
Getting deep. Hashtag deep.
I didn't get it. Bring it to my monologue first.
Oh, no. That
And
doesn't
then-
say anything. I'm just
I thought that was
saying the word accountability.
a commentary on the current events currently transpiring in Rochester, New York.
Oh, but as long as we're using that word
We might as
accountable,
we might as well.
we might as well use it.
Can we?
Yes,
You
we
know,
shall.
that conversation wasn't even in my list of conversations today because I feel as though everyone's already talking about it anyways.
Oh, you gotta do it.
Well, I'm going to get into talking about trials and temptations from the book of James. As we know, I've been diving deeper into the Bible to kind of get through some of the nonsense that's happening in my life, and always looking for words of encouragement that the Bible has. So, book of James, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Testing of in your life is a requirement for you to grow emotionally and spiritually, so that you can be stronger in the future. I think that we all go through different things in our own lives, and there's some things that some people just won't ever understand, or they'll never. They may not even go through themselves, but they know people who are going through it. So send them that verse. They got to know that this is a requirement for them to go through trials of many kinds in order for them to grow. You can't grow without pushing the limits of where your emotions are, where your beliefs are, where your thought process is, where your mind is. I mean, we got a lot of trials going on in this country right now, where we are being pushed to the absolute max. Our legislative leaders, our politicians are being pushed to the absolute max on so many different fronts. And we're going to jump right into that with the weekly absurdity. I'm going to start with the weekly absurdity this time instead of the COVID update. Weekly absurdity.
All right, which one of these is absurd?
Yeah, these guys went on a Burger King ride.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Donovan, the baseball player. Brendan Donovan. This guy, what'd he do? He got 4 RBIs, had a game winner, home run. After the game, ESPN brought up a gay joke he made when he was 14.
Whoa.
Well, how are they to decide if it was bad or good? I mean, just because he made a joke. Oh, they just mean a gay joke. I thought they meant like it was a gay joke.
Oh,
Like the joke was gay?
the
The joke was gay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
He was 14 when he made it.
14, eighth grade.
How many? You know how many gay jokes I made at the age of 14?
Bro, are you kidding me?
At the
That's when
age
they
of
come out.
40
Right. Last week,
today.
Yo, what's up with this?
the guy had the night of his life the night of his life, and they decided to bring up a gay joke that he said in 2011.
Well, and what does it say? It says contrary Donovan blank for derogatory tweets. I can't see it.
You can't see the tweets. I can't find the tweets.
Apologizes for derogatory tweets.
Oh,
well, that's
shit.
mistake number one.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
apologizing, people. Stop
14,
apologizing.
though,
Yeah,
you
because
gotta-
well, if it did something, sure, apologize. If you sincerely
Fine.
feel bad and you need to make right with yourself because this has been haunting you since you've been in 8th grade,
Right.
go ahead. But
Right.
you didn't.
So instead of this man being able to have the night of his life, he gets. They talk about his freaking tweet when he was
Yo.
14 years old. Well, first of all, why was a 14-year-old with Twitter?
Yeah, who's going back to that too?
And who's
Like,
finding that? Who's looking for
who's
that?
dropping that dime?
Who's finding? Who's looking up Brendan Donovan tweets from 2011?
I'd be willing to bet that he doesn't lean politically the right way.
No.
Or he does lean politically the right
Yeah.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're getting into the weekly conspiracy theory,
Yeah, that's
but
right.
that is certainly something that I find absurd.
Well, what was the joke though? Can we see the
I can't
joke?
find it. I
What the
cannot find
fuck?
the
So
joke.
what are we even talking about? If we can't see the joke, let us decide.
I have Googled it. I want the people who are out there listening to this, find the joke for me, please. I can't find it.
I want to know what the joke was. I want to know. I want to know another good gay joke because I ran out. I've ran out of them, man.
Well, you want to see another absurd thing that happened this week?
Oh, let's go.
Bring up the school that charges the kids with sexual harassment. And you got to see what this is for. Look at that. Middle schoolers accused of sexual harassment for not using preferred pronouns. Do you not think that there is a concerted effort to just go after people who do not fall in line?
Mm.
Because kids joking around with each other is one thing. Kids mocking each other is another thing. But kids not using preferred pronouns and then being charged with sexual harassment.
That's just.
I don't understand how those fall into the same category because if they're just preferred pronouns, there's nothing sexual about that.
Yeah.
And they're preferred. Doesn't
Right.
mean that they're required.
Right. There's words. Well, they're words. Words matter.
Words
So
do matter.
if it's just preferred, I mean, if you want to get into the nitty gritty about it, that's not what preferred means.
Is there a limit to the gayness that's going on? right
Super
now?
gay.
Right? Is there a limit to this?
I don't think there is I think that's what we had talked about before. When does the far left go too far? Like we know when the far right goes too far, right? They're racist. When does the far left go too far? Because they are just stripping away freedom of speech. They're stripping away our gun rights. All the things that they said they are not doing, they are doing this year alone. 2022 alone, they're doing everything this year.
Well, I mean, for what you just said, the far right is racist. Where within? Like, give me an example of where something that the far right has done that can be considered racist.
Well, what I'm saying is, you know where the line is drawn when you are.
Concentration.
But that should be
Yeah.
on both the right and left, right? Like, no one should be a prejudiced piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah, but the left veils it.
Oh, they do a really good job.
They do a fantastic
They do
job.
a fantastic job.
They
you
they
know.
do it out of compassion.
Oh, you
Right, yeah,
can't
it's
do anything
guys.
because you're just black and poor. You don't have the natural resources to excel. So we have to solve it for you.
That's right.
Because you're-
Let Karen come in and tell you.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, you see, you can't say that anymore.
You can't say Karen?
Can't say Karen
Why?
Who said that?
because it's derogatory.
Fuck Karen.
That's what I said.
I guarantee you Karen was the one that brought that up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely had to be.
They are the funniest. I spoke to a Karen the other day in the car, and
You were driving her?
yeah, I was driving her.
Or was it a date?
Big old Karen. Bear.
Nah, no date.
Okay.
But I was driving her, and she was talking about her town of Pittsford, and just saying
Ugh.
everyone in Pittsburgh is just so just privileged and racist, and they're just so privileged, and
Is she wrong?
I mean, first of all, I don't even know if she spoke to anyone within her neighborhood.
Probably
so how would
not.
you know?
No,
But you can't say that I hate when people group everyone
Yeah,
together.
that's what they do though. Like,
Yeah.
I live out in
Like everybody in Pittsburgh is
I'm the only one around me.
Just like you and all the Tainos out there.
right. All the Latinx.
Black Lives Matter. I
Latin
love
X.
Black Lives.
The
I
Latinxes.
love Black Lives. Oh my gosh, I just want Black Lives all over me.
Oh. Nasty. The other absurdity that has to be brought up this week. Have you seen a new TikTok trend?
Oh no.
Let's
Oh,
bring
Jesus.
this one up. This
It's
is
about
gonna-
that time. Summer's coming up.
Teenagers are jumping in front of moving trucks for a TikTok challenge.
Well, read the rest of
Good.
it. Read
At
the
least
rest
two
of
have
it.
died doing so. This is kids are. It's what's it called? Scroll down a little bit, please. What's it called? The Angel of Death challenge.
Good.
If they're doing that in Indonesia, just
If,
just
if
let
you
that
do that
trend
challenge, you should be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Tide Pod challenge. Like
Okay, let me sidebar that. That was never a thing. That was a Karen movement. Kids, okay, they objectively look like gushers. So kids were like, this is funny. And maybe one kid ate one. And the world.
I've seen many videos of kids eating them.
Well, again, as Austin said, good.
Yeah. I
just-
think at a certain point we have to let nature just weed some people out
Yep. Let
Yep.
it run its course of dumb fucks.
because
Yeah.
we got a lot of them right now.
This
Like,
is why
I-
China is winning.
I do feel bad for the trucks.
Yeah, that's a lot
Right.
of radiator damage.
Absolutely.
Especially in a time when truckers are just having a hard time with
And their
gasoline
tr-
prices.
Their cargo is late, and that's how they're feeding their family, and they have to fill out this damn report.
Right.
Can't
Mm-hmm.
deliver the barrels of heroin, cocaine that's coming over to the United States. I mean, it just stops the drug trade, slows everything up, man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Eh, but also not.
Also not right.
Also, can I just say this is
For-
apparently just reading this article that you sent me. This is just in Indonesia.
Oh, nothing is ever just in Indonesia.
No, it's viral.
It started in Indonesia.
It says teenagers in Indonesia.
Yeah, I was
jumping.
gonna say this sounds like an Indonesian TikTok. I don't think
You don't think it's happening here?
no, because we can't understand what they're saying.
We can understand what they're doing.
Yeah, and we go.
I
"Oh,
can't."
Let's not jump in front of trucks.
So you think people are actually watching TikTok videos and are able to decide for themselves what is a smart thing and
no,
what is
they're
a
not
dumb thing?
watching Indonesian TikTok videos.
You
in
don't
the
think
first
people are
place.
watching TikTok videos from other countries?
No, I'm looking at how to do my
not
makeup.
non-English speaking.
You never
countries.
see the
Look at 'em
you never
do
see the
makeup.
Chinese girls that are eating that big dong looking thing?
Excuse me.
Dong.
I don't. No, I don't watch those
You don't
kind
watch
of videos,
those?
Jose. I don't
It's-
even have a TikTok.
Austin's a good Christian man.
Exactly.
It is
Come
a
on.
food
I'm a
item.
man of God.
It is a food item that they eat and they make it so absurd
Mukbang
online. Yeah.
with like the live octopus and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
Octopus.
gross.
See? People are watching these Asian TikToks. Everything we have in America comes like 5 years after.
If you want to get up
Asian
in
TikTok.
arms about something, get up in arms about the animal rights ordeal with mukbang and these tiny Japanese girls tearing apart live animals on screen and eating them. It's
sure are.
messed up.
Have you not
Mm.
seen it?
You've never seen that?
No, I've never seen it
I
either.
You've
I
never
did
seen it?
post them.
No,
I did
why do you
post on
guys
my
wa-
Facebook page
Watch
though.
this.
You gotta look it up. Look up one of the
making
videos.
some
I
fried
don't think
rat.
we're allowed to.
Ah,
Yes, you
Yo,
can.
it had
It's
like-
Asian mukbang. Mukbang?
Yeah.
Yo,
Look
they
it up.
had like fucking.
It's on YouTube.
It's
12,
Something.
12 dead rats. Put them
I
in boiled
charge
water.
extra to look up fetish
Pulled the
porn.
fur.
This is not
fried
for
'em.
anything.
Oh, that's
That
gross.
shit is disgusting.
Yeah,
yo.
it's mainstream though. Like it's not veiled anymore. People openly talk about it like it's a normal thing to do, and it's not. Anyone that
that?
does it is gross and disgusting.
That's what-
Mukbang.
It's an Asian like eating thing.
Don't care. That's why some cultures are better than others.
That's not any of that.
100% that.
Yeah, that's. I just googled
No.
mukbang. Okay, sorry. I have to scroll down to the 8th page to find what you're.
Hold on, let
looking
me.
for.
I'll send you
the
link.
mukbang.
for
It's
it.
called mukbang. First of all,
Yeah, I
just
think
the
that's
name
just,
alone.
If someone,
should
if
need it.
one of our listeners put in the comments section of what I'm talking about, which is that it looks like
Look at that fat fuck.
just a disgusting.
Mukbang!
It's not that. That's not what I'm talking about.
What is that?
This is mukbang. I don't know what you're.
Yeah, it's not
referring-
mukbang then.
Okay.
It's something else. It looks like a It looks weird. It looks weird. It looks really weird.
No, it is.
I don't think
what's
Patricia's.
What's mukbang,
What-
right? What's mukbang?
Patricia, do you know the?
Patricia's got a
weird
different mukbang on her mind there.
Food porn that Jose's
Go
watching.
go incognito first.
Go in. You don't have to go to incognito. It is a food item that they are eating. I'm going to look it up while I'm on the air here. I guarantee everybody's looking it up right now. I'm gonna put weird
No,
Asian.
Use a VPN or something. I don't
I'm
want
not-
people to know where we are. when you Google this.
It's
Weird
not-
Asian food fetish.
Yeah, it's not a fetish either.
It should be if it's not because
And-
it's gross and you should
Can I
keep it in
say-
the closet.
Based on your description, it is 100% a fetish.
Yeah.
Somebody is jerking off to that.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, you see these like 95-pound Asian girls sucking down octopus tentacles that they just
It's a
ripped
$300
off.
Yeah.
delicacy. It's called geoduck.
And they're out there beating their meat to
Let
it.
me make sure that's it
Yeah.
before you go. Yep, geoduck.
How do you spell it?
How it's spelled? Geoduck.
Okay. Well, it's
Right. Now you need to see them eating it. So
That's not
weird.
what I was thinking.
Nope. Can the listeners see this?
No, that
Freud-
looks like a dong though. I
Right.
saw that. That looks disgusting.
Freud would have a field
definitely,
day with this.
definitely.
They like
dog
dip it in
They eat-
sauce and like
yeah.
straight up eat it.
Yeah, they eat that shit like it's fucking nothing.
What is geoduck sauce?
Is that what it is? Is it a dog?
It looks that
I
shit-
don't think it is. I think it's a fish.
clam. I think.
Yeah, it's some kind of
You
seafood.
can see the shell.
but that shit looks like a straight up wang.
It's absurd.
Like
So we're gonna add that into the-
uncircumcised meat.
And you said it's not a fetish?
That's
'Cause-
not. I don't
'cause-
know what kind of fetish you think that is, but that is the
Well,
weirdest
that's
kind of.
what fetishes are.
Yeah.
They're-
Jose.
they're
I don't
not
think that's
normal.
what fetishes are.
It is.
Right.
Well, fetishes are not no.
Right, that's
Fetishes
the
are
point.
normal things that they sexualize.
No, they're not.
So toes are normal things.
Right. But
People
you
have
can
a
also
fetish
have a
on
fetish
toes.
for something that's not normal.
I love me some pretty feet.
That's weird.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I love me some pretty feet.
A fetish is just the sexualization of
You got a
something that
favorite
is
toe?
not normally sexualized.
Correct.
Yes.
But it is still normal.
Really,
It's
no,
still a
not
normal
a
thing.
favorite toe, but
No,
I
you-
like
you,
they-
don't
it
think
just
someone could
has to be
sexualize this
even,
fucking clam dick?
well groomed
They did.
and small.
You're saying toe line has to be even because that's like a regional.
Not
thing.
even, but it has to be.
You talking about the when it goes from big toe to small toe?
Yeah,
The,
it just has
the
to be
Icelandic
proportioned.
peak.
Proportioned nicely, and
So
there
well-proportioned
is
toes.
a shoe size limit though. Like we can't be sharing sandals or
I share sneakers with my wife.
well, you're proportionately aerodynamically matched.
I don't think
Match.
aerodynamically me and Enda are the same.
Oh, is that a?
But that's a good
Can't
thing
say
for that's a good thing for for you and your wife.
It
Right.
saves me money. I'm not buying sneakers.
Oh, absolutely.
I just did, and I was
understand
very upset with paying for
that.
sneakers.
Now if
price.
her shoes was
Ugh.
bigger than yours,
Just means her dick's bigger.
right,
Her geoduck.
we
No,
are
would you- would
similar
you-
sized.
but would you look at her different if her feet was bigger than yours? You'd be like,
Hell yeah.
you'd be
Do you
like,
not think that most women are probably taller than me that I've dated?
But
So they
regardless of
probably
their
had
height,
bigger feet than me.
Not necessarily, man.
How tall are you, Jose?
I am 5'2".
You're 5'2"?
I am 5'2".
Wow.
The pumps make up for it.
Yeah, man. You
I don't wear pumps.
Oh, you know,
That's-
you're a pretty
that's
tall 5'2".
Thursday nights.
That's
The,
down at Rage or whatever that. Roar.
Roar.
I always had to think about it. The weekly COVID update. Let's talk about this real quick.
It's never gonna go away.
Novavax.
Hell
Huh?
yeah.
They just approved another vaccine, an actual vaccine. You know, the old ones or the other ones that were using, mRNA technology that they are pushing
Mm.
hardcore. This is an actual, it says the jab. They use the word the jab. Uses more traditional technology employed for decades to combat diseases, including hepatitis B and influenza, unlike Pfizer BioNTech and Moderna shot, which use messenger RNA technology.
Isn't
which
that scary?
should be scary. I was about to say it should be
Yeah.
alarming how they just said that to you. That is technology
Yes.
that's going into your blood, and you have nothing to worry about.
Allegedly.
So that's our COVID update.
Well,
we want to get into the monkeypox level
Well, let me
two
ask you a
now.
question. Is that a conspiracy right there, Jose? That they're using technology to create vaccines? Like what type of what outside of science, right? Biology isn't technology.
Well, you can
I
you
think you
can
could call it
group it in
technology.
together
How?
because AI is
Well-
technology and science.
Yeah, but biology, the body, technology.
Biological technology.
Right, like fake arms, fake legs.
Okay, so
can put it
there's
together.
something mechanical has to be involved.
No.
Technology
No?
is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes.
Thanks, Marcus.
Okay.
So, yeah, the application of
Marcus
scientific
alone.
knowledge. That's
I love
scientific
Marcus. I don't
knowledge.
even know.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
Right.
So that's a vaccine.
Love it.
So
It's
what
technology.
about
Allegedly.
biology then? There
Biology
hasn't-
is the science of the body
Of the
or
body.
living organisms.
right, which is way more important than some
Living orgasms.
orgasm.
Nice.
I don't know, man.
We've turned into a child show.
Jesus. Yeah, I know. Continue on.
Yeah,
Jose.
let's continue on because you did bring up the conspiracy. Let's go through our weekly conspiracy theory here, which I don't know if it is, but I'm going to bring it up. Department of Homeland Security, nuclear energy one. Yeah, that one actually. Let's move right into that one because that one's another
Yours
one.
went off the same time I did.
Department of Homeland Security says a heightened threat environment and violent months ahead. I was actually having a conversation the other day about the Second Amendment and I'm taking away our guns and doing everything that we knew what was going to happen before. It was decided that there would likely be a large scale event that will push us even further. That's what the thought between him and I, our agreement came to where, okay, we've had mass school shootings, multiple. We've had mass malls and movie theaters that hasn't really pushed us far enough. So like COVID for new technology and vaccines, there could potentially be a heightened threat
Oh.
where maybe thousands of people may be impacted. Let's say a stadium of some sorts, like we see in movies where something big happens and the government just takes over everything
So
and says, this is for your safety.
how do they know? I
They
mean, are
just-
they just manifesting this
How-
shit right here? They're
how-
really
how-
trying to manifest this shit?
How dare you question it?
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out because they had an idea about the top
Yeah.
situation. FBI agent kind of knew what was going to happen.
Allegedly.
Then with Valde, right? They had a drill before, I think a week before the shooting happened, right? So
Allegedly.
again,
We're popping that in like every minute now.
so we see this right here. It's actually in the news. So If it
and we know
happens-
they can be trusted.
I know, like,
And
so
scroll up who's does it say who? Yeah, this is local news 10. This is not
Local
even
News 10.
CNN or MSNBC.
Shit. So this went to
So
everybody.
is this local because it's cited in Rochester? It's local,
But it's
Right.
also DHS.
right? So it's talking about
But it is
nationally.
talking
Yeah,
about
so
nationally.
they got this. So they sent this to everyone.
Yeah, and all the
So just be
TV stations jumped on it
on alert for more violence.
for more heightened violence,
So
not just more violence.
What does
heightened.
that? What does that mean?
So listen, let's focus on what comes out after, right? Because if let's say they start talking about domestic terrorists, if that like there's gonna be a campaign push for something. They're gonna go out there and say so many damn words that we need to get, brainwashed with. And
How do you come back from $5 gas?
Well, we've had $6 gas
Shootings.
during Bush
shootings.
presidency.
No, we haven't.
No, we
Yeah, we did.
No, we
Nope.
haven't.
Are you
oh
kidding
no,
me?
it was
No, it's
super
about
crazy.
high.
It's
No,
about
it was not.
$4.
This is as high as it's ever been.
Oh, this is the
Yeah,
highest.
but
Okay.
Biden just said that we are in the best
Well, you just said you know
Economy.
You didn't. No, you did not.
in history.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what my
That's
president told me. My president told me that to don't think about it.
Fucking gas.
Don't listen to anyone else.
My president's in Coco Cabana. So
I don't even know where Coco Romana is, but that's what we should be looking at right there.
Hey,
Is
man.
what they,
hey,
Hey,
you got any more of those blue pills, man?
got any more of those? Yeah. Hey,
Like Pez.
and my hairs on my legs.
Oh my
I got
God.
blonde hair.
Let's bring up the gun topic because I think that this
Jill!
does need to be. Let's bring up what Hochul signed into law. Yes, thank you. Good job with knowing that.
Oh, this bitch is going crazy.
She signed
gotcha.
10 new gun laws as Monroe County see first ever red flag petitions. Do you know what the red flag petition is?
No.
I'm going to tell you here today. Red flag petition means that if your neighbor thinks that you are likely to commit something based on whatever reason, they can report you. And if the police also agree, or politicians also agree, they can come in and take your guns away from you.
You mean politicians like you?
Like me? Likely not. Other politicians? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This should be, I understand red flags. Like, trust me, if some kid is out there writing on their social media that they're going to shoot up the school, or, you know, these kids are going to pay for what they did, that is logical. But there is a slippery slope where things just, they've turned ugly in the past, where governments have said, this is for your safety. We're doing this because we want to protect lives. And then they strip away those guns, and then they turn around and strip away your freedoms by locking you up in a concentration camp or killing you in mass droves.
Again, it's all veiled under compassion too, right? We're doing this to protect you. This is for your protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that work for you?
That's the left.
Do you think that is actually, like, are you with that?
No, absolutely not. I think that's ridiculous. What do you think? You got something.
Fuck that hoe.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all I'm saying.
she sees the end, right?
Mhm.
She knows she's not getting reelected,
Well, you know how,
or rather, elected in the first place.
10 gun laws, you know how long it takes to like put together a full on like law?
She got that Green New Deal team on that.
She was ready.
I think didn't she one up it too? Like she one upped it today as far as on social media. If you
Yep. I'm getting into that right now. The bills the governor signed today include a ban on body armor for citizens. So if you live in an area where you think your kids are going to get shot through the freaking house and you want to protect them with body armor, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, I'm gonna illegally have that.
Holding social media companies accountable for hate posts. What do you consider a hate post?
Yeah, I wanna know.
Define it
Define a hate post.
very clearly.
Making the threat of mass harm a crime, which I'm okay with that.
Should be.
I'm okay with that. And raising the age to buy a semi-automatic weapon to 21. What gun is not a semi-automatic weapon, though?
Well, how many mass shootings in the past couple of years have been committed by somebody under the age of 21? It's like 3 out of 30.
And how many, comparatively, most
It might
killings...
not be right on that, but it's
No,
close.
not you're close. Comparatively, most killings are not done with an AR.
No.
And it's
Or-
not done
or
by someone under
in AR style,
AR style.
Nah, it's
which
done
doesn't
with
mean
a-
anything.
A Tech 9 held sideways. Blah, blah, blah.
But it doesn't even say that. It
Gangsta,
says raising the age
gangsta,
to buy a
That's not cool
semi-automatic
anymore.
weapon.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't own
Semi-automatic.
guns don't even know what a semi-automatic means.
No.
They think you just, you just press the button and it all goes boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Press the button.
That's a fully automatic.
Right. Right. They really think, they don't understand that these guns on these streets that we see pictures of what the police have taken away from criminals are the dangerous weapons. The weapons in my house are not the dangerous weapons. They're not. They're dangerous,
They could be.
but they're dangerous to bad people.
Yeah.
They're not dangerous to good people, and they're certainly not dangerous to anyone in schools or malls or, because it's not. I've said this in a meeting the other day. It was really getting on my nerves because,
How do you make it through a meeting?
dude, this one was
lose
Christian
it.
leaders. This one's Christian leaders, and it was talking about how we're going to community policing relationships, and it turned into an anti-gun entire meeting. Like the entire meeting was anti-gun, and I had to jump in there. I said, look, let me preface this by saying you and I are not the same because I am prior military. I've been trained on an M249, on an M16. I have been trained to shoot people at 300 yards. We are not the same. I have legally obtained weapons. I know how to put it together, how to take it apart, how to clean it, how to use it properly. The people we should be focusing on are not me. You shouldn't be focusing on people like me. We should be focusing on the people who are not going to Google if the gun that they own is legal or not. They're not watching the news to see if Hochul just made them a criminal.
Yeah.
They don't care
Yeah.
about any of these laws. None of them.
They probably don't even know that she's even fucking.
They
governor.
don't know who the governor of New
Who
York
the
is.
fuck? Who?
Right.
Hoku?
Right.
What her whole name
Ho.
is?
Oh.
Fuck that bitch.
Right. So these gun laws, the last time we did something so drastic in an emotional way was it got us the Patriot Act. And now we don't own anything about our online
No.
anything.
Wasn't that when the NSA was created?
No, I didn't say it was created a long time ago.
Long time, but they just expanded
They
upon their
expanded it,
powers,
right?
And then someone named Edward Snowden found out and
Blew
then
that
had to
open.
scurry over to Russia. And what has happened to Edward since then? But yeah,
They've been trying to get him back.
He's in Russia, isn't he?
he's in Russia. Yeah, he's probably Russian to begin with, anyway.
Another part of the law: new guns will have to feature the ability to micro stamp serial numbers on shell casings.
Wow, that's getting even more closer to fingerprints on the weapon
Mhm.
before you can.
When the gun is fired, the casing falls on the ground, and law enforcement can use that number to track the gun's owner. The funny thing is, and this is in that article all the way to the left. The part that really like clicked at me was underneath that blue. It says many Republicans oppose the new gun restrictions, arguing they'd inconvenience law-abiding gun owners. I don't think any Republican said, I don't like this law because it'll inconvenience people. What it says underneath, it says, if we want to protect our children in schools, we should fund and mandate an armed SRO in every single school building in New York State, which makes sense to me.
They had one at the Burger King.
School resource officer.
Serious? Yeah,
Word.
they had a security officer. I don't know
Yep.
if he was armed. I didn't look. I didn't care.
It depends on where the armed guards are. Poor guards, they're mostly just bodies anyway. They don't,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a deterrent. You're not actually
You're
doing
not
anything
actually doing
if shit goes down.
Because you're a former security guard too.
Yeah,
you know the game. Shout out to the security guards out there. We're just bodies.
Bartender.
One part did not make it through. It's the panic alarms. Go ahead and pull that.
Panic.
Pull that one on. They want to, or I forget who it was right there. Yep. Alyssa's Law. Family of school shooting victim urges Hochul to sign panic alarms bill. Panic alarms so that the schools we've mandated to have panic alarms inside each classroom. So if something happens, they push the panic alarm and it goes straight to law enforcement. Alerts them that there's an active shooter in the school.
But what good is it going to do if they're going to sit outside and wait for the shooter to shoot everybody?
Right. Speaking of that, pull up the Uvalde mom who is being silenced now by the police department.
Oh,
She saved her kids. The brave Uvalde mom who rescued her 2 sons from Robb Elementary School during the devastating shooting that killed 19 students and 2 adults is speaking up about being threatened by law enforcement. She said that CBS Radio that she was informed that if she continues to talk to media about her fearless actions, she would be charged with a probation violation for obstruction of justice. Why?
Come at me. I don't care. My kids are fine.
can we put our tinfoil hats on?
Please do.
I mean, who's connected to local law enforcement, right? Let's go through the hierarchy of, just police, state police, then federal government, right? So you have local police, right? And then you have the state police, then you have the federal government.
County, state, federal. Yeah.
County, state, federal. So somebody had to tell these people to stand down. It didn't come from the police chief. They had to know what the fuck was going on. Like for them to not, your natural reaction is to go and help.
Mhm.
That's why you have that fucking badge on your fucking chest, you fucking pussies. Right? You fucking
Do you think
pussies.
they were being pussies or were they told not to go?
Yeah, they're being pussies because they follow orders to let these fucking
Right.
kids get shot the fuck up.
Right.
They're pussies. Period. Like there's no other explanation. So you start there. Those cops, they're cowards, they're pussies. Shout out to the man that went in and shot this motherfucker. Right? Who stopped the shit. Shout out to that person. But who gave the police chief the orders to stand down? And then that person who gave that person the order to tell the police chief to stand down.
Right.
So
And how did the kid get into school?
The shit that I'm hearing, how he was shooting outside of the school before he went in.
Yep.
Right.
And then someone somehow left the door open
Well, that's what they say, but the teacher went out
and they have video
after.
and the video shows that she closed the door behind her.
Yeah.
So how did he get let into the school?
And then right on cue, this is in Valdez to where Matthew McConaughey.
Man. I hate the fact that
Huge
he works for
letdown, right?
freaking- I hate the fact that he's working with Wild Turkey
Right.
because it makes me not want to
Why?
buy Wild Turkey now.
Why?
Because I'm from Valdez, Texas.
You don't like McConaughey?
Not when he's speaking up
Not
to
after what the
freaking
fuck he
ban
did
guns.
yesterday, yo.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Oh, he was going on a super acting.
Austin, bring it up.
He was acting.
Yeah, he brought up he was at Congress.
Acting thrice. All right.
Oh, I've been listening to his book, Green Lights.
Oh, we need to just take all the guns from everybody.
Oh, fuck him.
There's no mass shooting that's gonna happen in my backyard.
An
Shoot my
emotional plea
kids.
for action on guns.
We need to do something. Even though every single movie that I've been in, I had a Glock, a AR.
See, I'm
Drugs.
I feel like I would like Matthew McConaughey.
I
Seems like
did
it-
too.
Right. I'm upset with this.
The movie he just did where he was in the it was like back during I don't know how many slave days it was. It wasn't slave days. I think they were emancipated at that time. But anyway, he was like
The
a
war
leader
movie?
of some town, and the whole premise of that movie was the Second Amendment right. If
Mhm.
they didn't have shotguns, whatever, they wouldn't be able to protect themselves.
Right.
So
Against who?
against the government.
Weird.
Hmm.
Weird.
But then he just went up and just said, "We got to do something. I shouldn't be watching
That was pretty
TV in my hometown." It was a fucking great act. It was so like spectacular.
That's upsetting.
How about this conservative mother here,
Mm.
who lost I think it was her husband to gun violence. And
Mm.
she says a gun violence victim's mother told Congress she does not want more gun control laws because she wants to protect herself from evil.
Mm-hmm.
Gun owners are not the enemies and gun control laws are not the solution, she said.
Mm.
She called on Congress to ban gun-free zones and to fund nonpartisan firearm education programs.
Hey,
Does that make sense to you?
it makes a lot of sense. I remember we were talking about this before. Someone who is a victim to gun violence within their family do not give a flying fuck about the weapon that was used.
I don't know. Yet the meeting I had, the mother spoke up because her son was shot with a AR-15, and she was very adamant that we need to ban any assault rifles.
She needs time. She definitely needs
She's
more
been told,
time.
She's been told that.
She needs more time to evaluate and heal. On
Yeah,
her
because
end.
to me, if there's a group of guys that are after my son, the weapon of choice is going to be one that protects my son from the most amount of people.
Yeah, well, if they had like fucking a whole bunch of shanks, you gonna ban shanks? No.
Well, you can't talk about that kind of stuff. Like you can't talk about the fact that
No, you
the
can't,
guy
Jose.
in a parade ran through people with his vehicle.
Oh yeah, he's
We
not
can't.
going to Waukesha, Biden.
Right.
Good for her. Good for her to stand up, and good for her to be. First of all, for her to have the name, what is it, Lucretia?
Lucretia, hey.
For her to
Lucretia
have the
Hughes.
name Lucretia Hughes, that's huge.
Why?
Well, it will connect. It will resonate with a lot of folks who are, the same color and come from the same community.
Well, and she says it too right here. She says, "You don't think that I'm capable and trustworthy to handle a firearm? You don't think that the Second Amendment doesn't apply to people that look like me?"
Mhm.
Yep. You
That-
who are calling for more gun control are the same ones that were calling to defund the police. She added, who is supposed to protect us? We must prepare to be our own first responders to protect ourselves and our loved ones.
Hey, isn't this blatant, like super, like leftism,
Well-
like covert racist bullshit? It's the same shit.
Yeah, that's eyes wide open right there. She
Yeah.
sees the
Who do you think is going to be most impacted by any gun law?
Absolutely.
Who is shot the most in this country?
Yo, that's fucking bullshit, man. Support this woman right here, yo.
yeah.
And fuck the left for them to like that what she said literally contradicts every fucking movement that these fuckers are on right now. Every agenda that they're on, she's giving a middle finger and she's black.
Yeah,
So let's
because
start there.
If she's
Well, and directly affected.
Directly affected.
car robbery.
Hmm.
Because if she was the person that was held up in this car robbery, one's also posted up.
Hey,
Well, because she had somebody come to her and say, "This is the narrative we want you to push."
yes.
This is-
Yep. 81-year-old man robbed at gunpoint for his car in Rochester.
Mm.
81-year-old.
80 fucking one. First of all, shout out to him to be out there still driving.
Right.
At 81. And fuck you dumb fucks for robbing an 81-year-old man.
It's 9 p.m. This wasn't like
Probably stole a Jetta from him.
1 a.m. Oh, geez.
Possibly.
But this is what's happening. People are jumping out at your vehicle at a stoplight or going up against, robbing you at the 7-Eleven, you're just jumping in real quick to get some gas or some gum or something, and they're jacking you everywhere. Well, if someone points a gun at you, what's the only thing that's going to protect you at that point besides being a victim? Shooting that mother, shooting him.
I mean, have you ever been held up at gunpoint? Fucking
bang.
sucks.
Pretend you're blind.
While you're driving?
While you're driving,
While
yes.
you're driving.
Well, if they're stupid enough to try to hold you up.
yeah, man. It doesn't make any sense. Yo, I really do think that these crazy motherfuckers is getting paid, man. Somebody's got to be paying these motherfuckers to do this shit.
Where are all the cars going? They got to be
Right, there's
some chop shop
there's a
somewhere.
network
Find the
somewhere,
chop
man.
shop.
This Soros money is mad long, bro. This George Soros money is real deep.
You can't get rid of $1 billion in a lifetime.
I heard his money is in Rochester big time,
Mhm.
and he's definitely got some influence on some local politicians in this bitch.
Yep. Speaking of politicians and bitches,
Oh, you said politicians first.
pull up the Madison Cawthorn. This is gonna. These are the things you need to look out for when you are reading these articles, because the headline is fine. Republican Representative Madison Cawthorn, who lost his his reelection campaign, he lost to someone else that came up, so he would not be in he would not be a leader in this country anymore. Failed to properly disclose up to $950,000 in cryptocurrency trades, including these cryptocurrencies. Yada yada yada. Okay, he failed to properly disclose it. You wouldn't think nothing of it, but look in the article, and where does it say? Right in the middle. Cawthorn on Wednesday also reported investing between $100,000 and $250,000 in a decidedly conservative fund. I hope they mean conservative as in.
Why does that fucking matter though?
S&P 500 ETF.
No, why do they say like they use conservative as if it's a derogatory term?
I want to know if
It
they
is.
meant it that way or they meant it as it's not getting a lot of return on the investment, which actually I'm going to look it up right now. I want to see what the Spider S&P 500, which if you follow stocks, most of the Spider ETFs are fantastic. You put some money in it and you freaking sit on it, keep throwing money at it. They tend to come back to you. Let's see, SPDR S&P 500 ETF right there. It's something I'm following. So technology is the number one thing. Financial services, pretty much second. They have let's see, what's their return? Of course, they don't show any freaking return on that. How stupid is that? Their 5-year return is 68.74%. That's not conservative. Over 5 years, if you invested money into the S&P 500 ETF, in 5 years, you would have returned 68.74% on top of your money. And that's with the downturn in the COVID time.
Mm.
So it seems as though they throw the conservative word in there quite a bit.
Yeah, because they want to tie conservatives into the people with all the money. You know, they're the ones who have all your money. We don't. We're not making deals with big pharma, big tech.
Yeah, we're just like you.
We're poor, just like you. But Nancy can show you fucking $200 ice creams in her fucking $40,000 refrigerator.
Well, no one wants to ask why Madison Cawthorn, where he got the $950,000 in crypto. Like, we don't want to talk about that kind of money. You know, that's significant amount of money.
That's chump change to them.
I guess, but to me, that's up there.
I
But
say, man, good for him. Fuck it.
fuck it,
As long
right?
as you wasn't getting money from prostituting kids, trafficking kids,
Selling pizza.
Yeah, when they're 18, it's fine.
going to eat pizza over and over at this one specific pizza parlor down the street from the White House.
Make sure you order the Cindy.
Allegedly.
The Cindy, right? That's has a underground tunnel where you can secretly.
Allegedly.
Throwing that in every minute.
Yes, man. Let's not talk about that shit. No.
You want to talk about kids for a second?
Ooh, let's do it.
Let's bring up the testosterone in kids.
Oh fuck.
This is a good read here because it's amazing what they'll put in the article.
Wait, before we go, Jose, this whiskey that's in that genie bottle,
Shite.
nice. Shite.
We're not going to name
do
it
not.
because they're not paying us.
It's not. Oh, it's not Irish though.
If they
It's not Irish whiskey.
no, if they sponsor us, then we'll name them.
Oh fuck yeah, we need to get that.
This study finds early exposure to testosterone predicts gender role behaviors in boys.
Yo,
What?
we're literally gonna lose this country.
It goes on to say biological sex is probably the most important factor explaining variability among people. Probably.
Wow.
Probably biological sex is the most important factor.
Yeah, we're fucked.
It goes on with that. Understanding the development of psychological sex differences is therefore critical to understanding individual differences in mental health. Research in laboratory animals shows that behavioral sex differences depend heavily on the effects of testosterone on gene expression in the developing brain. However, in people, it is also likely that many behavioral sex differences depend on socialization as boys or girls.
So listen, this is what I see was gonna happen. I'm gonna throw my tinfoil hat on, right?
Go ahead.
The WHO, right, is
Mhm.
gonna get more power, just like they just. I guess that's kind of what's coming down the pipeline, and they're gonna say, you know what, allegedly, right? We need to go and lock down the United States because there's too many like young kids who are confused with their sexuality, and that's a mental health issue. So we gotta lock down the country again.
Did you see? Now it's 1 in 10.
God damn.
1 in 10 millennials? No, Generation Z.
Fucked.
Generation Z,
So
1 in
fucked.
10 identify as LGBTQIA2
Let
plus.
me ask you a question. The first gay president is definitely going to be a liberal, right? Openly gay president, 100%.
Oh my god, that's gonna be what they fucking run on.
Mayor, what's his name is going to run? Mayor
Mayor-
Buttigieg.
Oh shit.
He's
But-
running.
Petey
Petey.
butt gig.
Oh. I can't wait. Yo, do you know? Listen, and there is nothing wrong with being a homosexual. Be gay.
Okay.
Be what you want to be. I don't give a fuck. But do you guys know that there's 2 national months for homosexuality? There is the Pride Month and then there's the Coming Out Month. There's 2 national holidays.
There's gonna be a third. It's gonna be called the coming in month.
It's coming. There's gonna be like, when does it stop, bro? When does it stop? There is nothing celebrating the heterosexual, the nuclear family, none of that shit.
Well, Lavelle, welcome to being white, and that's the majority.
Not the first time Lavelle's been called white.
So
Absolutely,
you don't
Yo.
get celebrated at all
No, man.
because you're the status quo. You
Oh, I'm the
bigot.
sellout. I'm the fucking sellout, man. I'm the worst. I'm
Just-
the lowest of the low.
just call you Tommy.
Well, there is
Absolutely.
there is
All
one
because
person.
I like motherfucking freedom and money.
Well,
That
How
is the most
dare I?
important part of being white.
How dare you? How dare you like to be free and wealthy, or want to, or strive
they're
to, or
coming
work
after
to?
those who are free and wealthy. Did you see the baseball players? Both the baseball players who decided to not promote Pride Month.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Do it.
They said we
Good
are not going to
job.
wear this pin on our
They had fucking gay pins.
Cardinals pitcher Jack Flaherty blasts Rays players who opted out of wearing Pride logo.
Oh my god.
They stated, let me see if I can get
There
this. Do I have it? Yeah, a lot of it comes down to faith, to like a faith-based decision. So it's a hard decision because ultimately we all said what we want is them to know that all are welcome and loved here. When we put it on our bodies, I think a lot of guys decided that it's just a lifestyle that maybe, not that they look down on anybody or think differently, it's just that maybe we don't want to encourage it if we believe in Jesus, who's encouraged us to live a lifestyle that would abstain from that behavior, just like Jesus encourages me as a heterosexual male to abstain from sex outside of the confines of marriage. It's no different, he explained.
Yeah.
God, even if I wasn't religious or believed in Jesus, I think this would push me to.
Yeah, I would. I
Don't you
agree.
think that's what is happening though? I feel as though many people are being pushed to. I said this to somebody before, and they were like flabbergasted. I said a lot of people are being pushed to hating certain races because they're being hated on by that race. So
Yeah, reciprocation.
yeah, so if these far left BLM folks are hating you because you're white,
Yeah.
and they just berate you every single day. They don't let you say nothing. They just attack you every single time. Then you're like,
Yeah.
man, these fucking people are assholes. Like you start to dislike
They are.
people, and then if someone
Yeah.
reminds you of that, then you tend to group them and dislike them. It's
Yep.
turning that way where it's like, look, these guys, I'm proud of them for standing up for this, because the fact that they are pushing it so hard that you must promote it. It's not that you have to accept it, because most people are accepting. They accept it. All right, you live your way, you do your thing. I don't care if you want to chop your dick off your body. That's your decision. But I'm not going to have a pin with a chopped off dick on my uniform because it's your month. I'm not going to do it, right?
Because it's your month.
Yeah, the Chode 69 behind me.
It's like, people think back to when they successfully brainwashed the whites in the South to have them hate blacks, right? It's the same fucking thing, just today. You know what I mean? And it's a different type of civil rights movement to where white Americans who can't defend themselves, can't defend their own belief, their own values, who they are, they don't have that quote unquote privilege because they are white, right? And it's just like, what? Yeah,
It's
right.
quad.
And they've put black folks, and it's unfortunately they empowered the ignorant black folks within this country that don't have the ability, that doesn't have the ability to accept people for who they are. Doesn't matter the color. Still holding on to old traumatic shit that happened to relatives that they don't even know, don't visit their headstone, don't even know they even exist, that may have happened to them. They've yet to evolve and disconnect from that. And it's like, it's fucking everybody. It's really fucked up, yo. I really feel bad for white conservatives. I feel bad for them.
I as well. Do you feel bad if a plantation still had the remains of a family member who was a slave back in the day? They had the bones of that person. Would you want those bones?
My
Harvard article.
Well, my opinion on slavery is definitely not of a majority within African American community, because as a business individual and just understanding the history of economics and capitalism and just the overall aspect of slavery and how it goes back through centuries, you know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of really take yourself out of that, space, and say, like, you're not the only one. You were not the only one, and you understand it was fucking cheap labor. Like, there's still people that's getting enslaved today. Like India, China, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that every fucking body takes advantage of, those Nikes on your fucking feet that you're doing it for the gram on, that you're enjoying, came from slave labor.
That iPhone you got?
That iPhone, slave labor. Okay? The slaves in America, they were paid. They received money. Slaves receive money, people. That is a historical fact. Go back and look it up. It may have been only $3 a month, but at the end of the day, they were paid because it was cheap labor. You give the slave enough so that they come back to work the next fucking day. That's just the way that they've done it back then. It's the way it was.
Well, they also got beat.
That part, the egregious part, those were the terrible slave owners, because guess what? They were slave owners that literally inherited property and plantations through marriages, right? And then their fucking significant other died. So now you had a poor fuck who got lucky, who has no idea of how to lead, become that slave master that leads by fear, leads off of intimidation, leads off of abuse. They were there, but there were some plantation owners that actually fucking took care of their slaves and they were well off. There were some plantations where the fucking slaves ran the entire shit because their slave master was fucking inept and they didn't give a fuck about their slave master. They did their own thing. They raised their own fucking cattle. They raised their own fucking farm. And those are probably the ones that when Emancipation Proclamation went off, they were getting fucking paid because they knew the value of what they just inherited. They got it. They understood it. Everybody wasn't fucking ignorant. Everybody wasn't downtrodden. Everybody wasn't fucking, we should, oh, please, slave master, give us whatever. No, I have a different opinion on slavery because I know more about it.
Well, so if you could rear a cattle too, you weren't useless. And there
No.
was value in that.
There was
right?
value.
So
What does that mean
meaning that if you took those skills that
for us non-country folk?
so if you could rear a cattle, you could raise cattle and you could produce that meat and the resources that came from that, you weren't useless, as Lavelle's saying. So are you saying that the people that were intelligent about it took those skills and made something of it?
They knew their value. They knew their worth.
Right.
And unfortunately, the progressiveness that happened during that time took over and it evolved because they followed one fuck instead of another one that was a former slave that knew what it took, that knew that hard work, was going to help secure your 40 acres and a mule. You don't need to be given that. You can get it on your own just with the right knowledge and also the know-how.
And if you want that, you won't be satisfied with 40 acres.
No, what the fuck?
You
Why?
want 400 or 4,000.
Why?
And then you can hire your own people.
I mean, what's wrong with that, Dan?
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what they should have done.
No, but what was fucking wrong with it back then?
With 40 acres and a mule?
No, what was wrong with just that mentality, having it?
Oh, because that's almost enough to be satiated.
Mm.
That was a real issue with it. Was that, oh man, I didn't have anything. Now I have 40 acres.
Mm.
Oh shit. Like I'm in the money now.
Mm.
It's kind of like you give somebody a $1,200 stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
Or universal basic income?
Oh, yeah. But see, that's the thing. We all like to think that, the slaves were just so disadvantaged, which, yes, there was a huge disadvantage there as far as your freedom, being able to, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, just like we can compare today versus yesterday. It's the same fucking thing. Nothing's really changed. Nothing's really has fucking changed at all from just having the know-how, the knowledge, and also believing that you can fucking do it. Just believe you can do it. But the motherfuckers back then, the lazy slaves, right? The ones who didn't want to
slaves. Jeez.
Oh, no. And I'm just only using it as context, right? Because every slave wasn't created equal. The ones that saw what it was, they didn't fucking make excuses. They knew that this wasn't going to be their life. A lot of slaves bought their own fucking freedom. They knew that there was an end game. They saw it and they took advantage of it. But they're the ones, just like today, they're the ones that's being vilified as the sellouts. Oh, the crabs in a barrel analogy.
Yeah, they're the 4%.
Yeah.
So 4% of the entire population will actually be financially free.
Mm.
And the rest are just living paycheck to paycheck or are living in poverty.
Yeah. They found a way to kind of create that mentality with whites too.
But you can't have it. You can't have equitable distribution with wealth. It doesn't work. It never has. It never will. Because there will always be that 4% that will always end up doing the things that made them rich to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you took all their income away or taxed them to hell and distribute it to everybody else, everybody else will still spend the money that 4%.
There's
create the value
also,
with.
I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a large percentage that will still do the same things that made them poor too.
Yeah. You take a homeless man to a buffet, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking eat up all the fucking food he can get. He's not gonna save it. He's not gonna preserve it.
That's like the lottery winners.
But slaves did that back then. They were getting up to like $3 a month. So I don't give a fuck, right? If I know that I can buy my freedom, I'm not buying alcohol. I'm not buying the bullshit that a lot of these motherfuckers were doing because they could buy these things. They could purchase alcohol. They can have a great time when they're off for the weekend. Their master gave them 2 days off.
Isn't that human short-term gratification?
Yes, but the slave masters, they promoted it. They wanted them to buy the alcohol.
Well, yeah, and then didn't they pay a lot of them in basically like market tickets?
Mhm.
Like it wasn't money, but it was like you could trade this for
booze.
Yeah. or marijuana.
Weed, yeah. That's the new thing now.
Yeah, right.
That's the new thing.
Well, we see now a lot of people are just spending their money on lottery tickets, knowing full well
Oh, yo.
that they're not getting that return.
Yo, to get behind
Ever.
a motherfucker at the corner store.
Oh my God.
Who's doing
Doing his numbers.
Oh,
You
the
only got a couple-
scratchers. No, the
Yes,
scratchers.
the scratches are crazy. But I love only got a couple numbers. Only got a couple numbers, dog. I'll be quick. 225
Whips
box.
out the page.
337 box. 775 straight.
Jesus, I don't even know what you're saying.
Yo,
I
that's a
unfortunately
win 3, win 4.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, man.
I hope that guy gets it. Hope the next guy you stand behind in line.
Yo, how many people in the hood actually won though? Like
0.
But the problem is they'll win, and then I had a family member that won like a good amount of money, and gone in like a week
yeah, man.
because he took his kids shopping. He bought himself drugs because he was a drug addict,
oh well.
of course
took his kids
You gotta
shopping.
Get that.
and then he gave a couple thousand to like family members, and it was gone.
Mm.
Like that was it. Like you had 20,000. I think it was 18,000. You had $18,000, and your life was shit. And you decided to do what?
Yo,
With
man.
18,000, you just the come up.
Yo.
It doesn't sound like very much, but 18,000 to someone who ain't got it is a shit ton of money.
That's a lot of
great.
money, man.
But they don't know how to invest in the future.
that slave mentality,
He probably
bro.
had a killer TV.
Yo, I bet you.
Bro, working in the bank, I would see people come in. This guy, he had sued the city. He won like $380,000. So it was a lot. It was a few $100,000. We talked to him every single time he came in and said, "Hey, let's talk about putting some away and doing something with it." No, I got plans. I got plans. I got plans. I got plans.
I got plans, yo. I got this investment opportunity.
Bro, we would
No, that's not even. That's the
every
best
single
part.
time he would come in to withdraw money, and it was always thousands at a time. We would just see that account dwindling, and it was just so sad.
Damn.
Like you came up on a lawsuit, and
I got this business idea I'm about to do.
it wasn't even that. He
Oh,
didn't
shit,
invest no
no.
real estate, just parties.
So who fault is that, man? That's that 40 acres and a mule. They knew. Every yo, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
right.
man. Motherfuckers at the top of the food chain of wealth, they know the psychology of people. They know everybody ain't built for this shit, man. It's a fucking hard thing to like just be an entrepreneur. It's hard as fuck. It's hard.
Well, and then how many other directions you got pulled in, right? Like, so as the average person, you're pulled in 17,000 other directions.
Oh,
So
yeah.
those people at the top, they know they're you can't focus on that.
Well,
No.
the people at the top are not like that.
But that's
Like,
what I'm
they're not-
saying. Like,
they are so focused, and they hire people to be
Mm-hmm.
all over the place on things.
well, the rich get richer.
That's how the rich get richer, and that's how they keep attracting. They know exactly how to hit your brain in a way that makes you want to act immediately. So when you see that Instagram, spotlight on some product, they targeted you with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I see so many damn golf commercials on my damn Instagram because I'm trying to fix my golf game, and now all I see are like ways to fix your golf game. Take this lesson. Take this lesson. Take this lesson. I'm like, man, just let me watch somebody hit the ball, and I'll learn.
I'll tell you how to fix your golf.
Go ahead. How?
Be better.
Be
better.
Get good.
and spend better money on better equipment.
No.
That's what I hear.
Yo,
Just be
it's
better.
kind of like the Thor and Odin type Nordstrom analogy. Like Odin, right? He had the crows or birds to fly around the sea. So he knows every fucking thing. Like these people think they're gods.
Right.
You know what I mean? They think they're
I don't
gods.
doubt it. I don't doubt that they really truly
They
believe it.
no, of
Kanye
course.
believes it. Kanye believes
But
he's a god.
I like to play devil's advocate all the time. Like, good for you. That's not for me. That's not for me. I like to
I
play
mean,
fair.
You do it, though.
But it might be yet. It might be not yet, because in order to become a millionaire, you really have to have a different mindset. Like you can't.
But not where I'm spying. Like I know, like I
no.
can set up a situation where I know how you're gonna react, so I can benefit from your ignorance. You know what I'm saying?
But intelligence these days, or data, is everything.
yeah, it is
Everything.
But again, it goes
Gold.
back to what I was saying about Odin. If you, as a company,
Mhm.
can like literally spy on a woman's menstrual cycle and know when this bitch is gonna literally buy from you and load
Right.
up her cart in Amazon. You know what I'm
When
saying?
this IP address, when
Exactly.
they act
And
a certain way,
you
Mhm.
know that certain colors, certain words, certain things that react like, yo, this device is fucking Odin's watchers.
yeah,
And we're all just playing in this game.
that's all that Amazon does. They are a purveyor of information. They know
They
everything
know.
about you.
Do you think
Bless you.
Jesus, Jeff Bezos has a room with 100,000 different screens in it, and he just sits in
Like
it
the Matrix?
like a giant? Yeah.
Does it say
Oh, he
vis-a-vis a
has
lot?
to.
Yeah.
He's not leaving it up to someone
Well,
to report to him on his operation.
$180 billion.
He's a fucking super narc, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, and this is where I can agree with liberals on. You'll never spend that. You'll never spend that.
But who fucking cares?
But when we live in the country that we live in, and there are veterans living on the streets who have drug problems, and we have an issue where we don't have enough hospitals that can take in people who have drug problems who want to get off of drugs, like, hey, donate.
You know what the liberal
Just a cool
problem
bill.
is? You know what the liberal problem is?
Yeah.
They know how to.
Golisano is. Look at him. He's building every fucking thing. in
Yeah,
the
but
world.
good for him. Let
Yeah.
him spend his money anyway.
I
the
agree.
fuck
I
he
also
wants
agree
to.
with that. Like, it is his money. He can spend it. But
Yes.
we should incentivize them to want to build those
Who
things
fucking knows?
How do you
It's not his job.
How do
Fuck
you
that.
incentivize a billionaire with more money?
by tax deductions.
Yeah, with more money.
To
Exactly.
go, but he does. It's
Or
up to his
or
choice.
less loss.
It's his
How
choice.
about more prostitutes or something like that? Like,
Well, who knows if he likes that kind of thing.
No, he likes
well,
that. Kind
figure
of thing.
out
I
what
heard
they
that.
like. Spy on
sugar
them.
and
Monica
women.
Seles ain't doing it all.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
true. She's not.
I mean, she could swing the racket back then, but
How many if they split? How many dollars per bag?
Ooh, I don't know.
A lot.
I mean, he's definitely richer than she is. Like, he's fucking
yeah.
make her. She fucking lucked out. But I don't think it's fair for anybody that is successful and made their own money to have to do anything. There's more money than anything. They will call up whoever they need to fucking call up to print more money to do whatever greater good that they need to do. That's something about the left.
is there no limit that you would say, look, this right here, at this point, you need to invest the money in more businesses
Nope.
or pay your employees more
Nope.
because you're just never going to do anything with this.
Nope, because
Nope.
at the end of the day, that karmatic energy is going to come on them if they're selfish in their own ways. It's going to come back to them. You're a biblical guy. It'll come back as far as however way they acquired their wealth. If they do it with good intentions, like the guy George Soros,
Mhm.
I guarantee you he's going to have a fucking rough death. Like his death is going to be some like weird.
You think
like,
he's going to die, or is he just going to implant his brain into like?
Allegedly.
even if he does
A
that,
robot.
like at the end of the day, somebody's either gonna step on that robot. Like it's gonna be painful for him.
Or what was that movie where they were killing the person, but then by the time that person was dead, they were transferring the thoughts and memories into that person.
It sounds like Black Magic. I mean, Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is a dope
that
freaking
fucking show.
show.
Oh, I love that show.
But these billionaires out here, see how they're making some extra money? Pull up the package sizes. This is the last thing we're gonna talk about because we're not doing these 2-hour freaking podcasts anymore.
Because we like to
Dan
talk,
over here is
man.
already
Patricia
knocking out with
called
his
me
yawn.
out on it.
Patricia did.
I've been up at 3:30 with my 7-year-old told.
Oh man.
Killing me.
Hey, they're getting more formula back on the shelves.
I had to fight a woman in Tops the other day.
Fuck you. I'm glad you
Did
did.
you punch her?
I didn't punch her, but
Well,
I
you didn't fight
the
then.
quick jab to the
Like, yeah,
throat.
bitch.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
This can first.
No, I had it in my hands, and she tried to grab it from
Yeah,
me.
right. That didn't
I
happen.
kid you not.
That didn't happen.
Wow.
Okay, fine.
Fuck Joe Byron, yo.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm gonna say. Fuck Joe Byron.
Package sizes are shrinking. Have you seen this? Like, have you bought cookies lately? And was like, man, these cookies went through pretty quickly. The package sizes are getting fucking smaller, and they're charging you more money.
Boycott, man. The good old fashioned. Can we have a good old fashioned boycott as Americans?
Can you get enough people to get on the same page and
No.
say, I won't spend my
we
money
can't.
at that?
No,
Right.
we can't. Everybody is fucking just.
They don't
brainwashed.
want to be inconvenienced.
No.
So they don't
Yeah.
want to, hey, have your kid drink water instead of everything.
Yo, here's my list of boycott. What
would you boycott?
measures?
You can't say boycott anymore. It's person cot or child cot. Thank you.
All those. I would start
point.
with.
That's a good point.
I would definitely start with all national media. Blackout on all national media.
Can't say blackout anymore. It's color cot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Oh,
black, so I can do it. All social media. Just maybe for a week or maybe a month.
Forever.
All cell phone devices. If you want to
Oh
fucking
my God,
call
you
and
want people to
communicate
die?
somebody, no. If you want to call and communicate somebody, get a fucking landline and contact them directly.
Campbell soup stock is going to go through the roof with all those cans.
Anything that is done on the World Wide Web should be boycotted, and that's everything.
Okay.
From
Amazon?
transactions, everything.
Your banking?
Everything should be boycotted at least for a month. Do you know the hit that they will take in their
Yeah.
pockets?
Yeah.
They will be fucking lining.
You can
up
get 5 people
for
to agree to
golden
that.
showers if we do that.
You would get 5 people. I could do it.
Yeah, but that's the addiction that everybody has. Anything that's done electronically, just put it down for the month.
And anything
Go
that's
back-
packaged. This right here shouldn't be
Yes.
an issue. Like it to me, you shouldn't be buying anything that's packaged anyways, because it's
Mhm.
destroying our world, right? And it's funny whenever I bring that up to the liberals that are talking about, fixing the world, and I'm like, you
They're
just
so
brought your lunch in a plastic freaking container.
It's
Like,
just straight hypocrites, man.
and you're talking to me,
hypocrites.
you're talking to someone on your iPhone. What are you talking about?
So right, I would ask them, pose that question. Okay, you know what, far left people,
Start. Do it yourself.
I agree. Corporate America is fucking up the country,
Mhm.
so we need a boycott.
All right, let's do it. When should we do
Boycott
it? When should we do it? When should we start it? Let's do it now. People who are watching,
I don't know if
we are
can do it
going
now, I
to
guess.
boycott corporate media, corporate freaking.
social media, anything that's done
Just-
through your cell phone device.
Just put it
boycott.
out there. Hashtag Amish.
Hashtag Amish, exactly. for a
Hashtag
month.
Amish.
Can you live like an Amish for a month? Can you do it?
No internet, no Wi-Fi, no cell phone.
nothing. No.
Well, how about you can keep it
no
for calls?
streaming?
You can keep it for calls, but you can't get on social
Get
media.
you
Nope,
a fucking
stop,
landline.
stop.
No, no
Nope,
cell
just
phone
nothing.
calls. If nobody, just think of how you would feel if a month where you just put your phone away
I would say I
and
need
you
it.
missed a million. So
I
no,
would
you
say I
wouldn't.
probably need it. No, I'm saying no, hold on. I'm saying I need what you're saying.
Yes,
I need a
just a break.
withdrawal from everything.
Fuck, you can't call me.
I'm with it. Let's
I
do
missed
it.
the call.
Let's
I
do it.
missed the text message.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry.
I already do this. So.
We're gonna do. He's forced into it. Let's set it up. Let's do 1 week.
A week. Start off a week. No.
Start off a week.
No electronic devices, no email, no none of that shit. You just go about your business and you make a phone call through a landline
Mm-hmm.
and answer a landline when it's reaching out to you. If
And-
you don't have a landline, guess what? You don't get that call. If they want to reach you, write a fucking letter. Send me a letter. If you really need to get in touch with me, send me a fucking letter.
You know what you're talking about, right? The zombie apocalypse.
This is probably gonna get Secret Service at our door.
Send me a fucking letter if you really need to get in touch. Because 9 times out of 10, a text message is something that you can address at a later date. And it literally increases the individual's narcissism, right? And expecting a response when
Immediately.
they want it.
Well, you're not gonna see. Okay. The 1 week.
It's gonna be tough
I
as
don't
a
think you can get
bitch.
rid of. You can get rid of the internet on here, but you can't get rid of being able to make a call or text.
Call from there are still payphones on the
No,
block.
there's not.
Yes,
They
there
don't
are.
work.
Yes, they are.
They don't work.
Yes, they are. I use the payphone out in Henrietta.
You lying?
I'm not. I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm flying. It cost me 75 cents to make a phone call because it was going from that landline to a cell phone.
So you have to pay extra to call a cell phone. But if you're calling a direct landline, it still will cost you 25 fucking cents. If you need to make that call that bad, get you a fucking quarter, and it will cost you less than this $400 cell phone bill that you have.
Paying $400.
If you do
Yes,
a
I have
boycott on
7
electronic
fucking
devices and
lines.
tech, that means no podcast.
7 lines.
They made a good
You're
point.
gonna cut your exes off.
If we do a boycott
Absolutely.
on electronics, then we won't have our podcast that week.
Huh?
Then we can't have our podcast that week.
We'll do it
Listen,
in person.
1 week of sacrificing, right? And then we come back and see what people say. How excruciating was it? How bad was it? It's an addiction. It's addiction. It's like a food addiction, right?
It is.
When we're driving around, like the only time you're hungry because subconsciously your ass is
Michelle
literally-
just brought up.
Let's go. Hashtag-
Michelle
Yeah,
said
let's
we
go.
should all just meet in person.
Why not? And have
Bring
a
it down
fucking
right there.
conversation.
We all meet in person and we'll have drinks. Let's do that.
Yeah, and
We're gonna put it on there right now. We're gonna do
Alright.
July what?
what's
July, either 4th of July week.
Yeah, let's do it.
You wanna
4th
do
of July
week?
4th of July week.
There we go. Because you can be eating, hamburgers and stuff anyways.
Let's
outside.
do it that
I'm
week.
a-
Fuck
So
yeah.
from July 3rd to July 9th,
yes,
no technology,
no nothing.
no investing any money in any kind of.
And if you need to reach somebody, first of all, get your important phone numbers.
Yep.
Write them shits down.
Okay.
And if you need to call them,
All right.
get your ass on that landline or go to a fucking payphone.
All right. So July 6th is the night of our podcast. Where should we do it? I know where we should do it.
Let's go wherever.
We're gonna do Noonan's on July 6th.
Let's do it.
Noonan's on Lake Avenue, July 6th. We're gonna have an in-person talking about whatever.
What and how we've been going through it out. Look, Dan's like, fuck.
From July
got
3rd to
wife
9th. I'm
and
putting that
kids.
into my phone. July 3rd to 9th.
Very Monroe County.
Let's do it, man. I'm down. I'm telling you. And you'll feel so much better. Like you'll feel
I'm gonna
like,
make a Facebook group about it and everything.
let's do it. I'm
You
dead
won't be able to
ass, bro.
access it that week, but you have it July 3rd through July 9th.
And you
Sunday
go.
through Saturday.
No
Send you a
posting on
mailer.
social media just to have that
No,
break.
yeah.
Just get
you
off
know what?
social media.
You
Just
know what? I
stop.
might
Just
even
do
make it for.
right now.
Should we do it sooner? I might need it sooner.
No, let's do it for then. Because
All
that
right.
way we can build to it. We can prepare
we
ourselves
go.
for it. And we can keep
How about
promoting
it?
it.
July 3rd through July 9th, there is no technology usage.
No
We
technology.
will be meeting in person July
6th.
6th at Noonan's on Lake Avenue. Write it down now. Put it into your cell phone now. I'm going to create a Facebook group as well for everybody so that we all know. Oh, Michelle said we can meet at her house. Her house is pretty dope.
She's got a nice pool back there. She showed me the.
Yeah, she's got a nice pool
digs.
back there.
Let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do it
dead
there?
serious. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it there.
Let's
Okay,
do
either way.
it. Fuck it.
Not about the tubcast that Tom does. That's too
Not doing a tubcast, Tom.
Nope,
As much
no
as he wants to see
tubcast.
us
too creepy.
in
for
his
me.
freaking hot tub, nasty pervert.
Mhm. I'm
Nasty
with it, man.
Pervert. All right, so should we do it at Michelle's house then?
Let's
Michelle,
do
are you
it,
saying
yeah.
we should go to your house? Noonan's if it rains. Fine. All right, cool. Michelle, put your you can't put your address out there.
Just do it in the
I'll put
parking
it
lot.
in, I'll create the group and then I'll create an event for that Wednesday night to meet us at Michelle's house.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Hopefully her foot's all better by then. Michelle has a landline. She does have a
Yes,
landline.
let's do it. Landlines, bring them shits back, yo. Frontier, listen, Frontier gonna owe us, goddamn it.
we could create change. When I say every single time we do a podcast, I say let's change the world.
No, let's
Let's get
do
ready
it,
to change the
man.
world.
Fuck that, man.
All right,
Fuck-
we're gonna.
fuck
This
big
is
tech.
this is how we do it.
This is the fuck big tech.
You have
boycott.
1 month to get yourself mentally ready.
I'm
Oh, I'm
already
ready, bro.
there.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
Hashtag Amish. See the beard?
I'm with it, man.
Should we? Maybe we should camp too.
I'll make a shirt.
Fuck big
I
tech?
mean, put it on a shirt.
Fuck
there we go.
big
Should we
tech,
get
bro.
shirts for it? No, went
Heck
too far.
yeah.
All right,
Put
you can
Jose's-
share my address. I don't
Michelle
give a
got
shit.
that. Michelle got that bang bang. She ain't worried about nobody coming
Oh,
up in that.
Michelle's got-
She ready to like.
And we got the whole crew that they'll
lay
all
down and stay
be ready.
down around
Yeah.
Michelle
You
crib.
ain't, wrong person. wrong
Lay down and
house, wrong
stay down,
everything.
motherfucker.
So I'll make the group. I'll make the page. We'll get it going. We're gonna change the world the way that we can in our own way, in our own powerful way, which is not spending our money and not giving our attention and not giving our data.
Fuck
Simple as that.
Fuck them.
Every
Good job,
day.
guys.
Every
This
day.
is how we're gonna do it.
Fuck these hoes.
Shut up.
You fucking Monroe
Every day.
Countyers.
Oh, yeah,
Dan,
so-
like, get on my level,
Yeah,
goddamn it.
come on.
Yeah,
Fucking-
go get
I go
yourself
to
some maps.
I got well water, bitches.
Right.
I got 3.
3
Oh my God.
Fuck that.
All right. We got the game plan here.
Septic.
Well, that week I will not be contacting John Leguizamo or Kanye West because they don't return calls anyways.
Tell these motherfuckers, if you need to email me, send me a fucking letter.
No, I just tell my assistant. He can just come and tell me in person.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Even better. Even better.
Hey, if there's something that you need from me immediately, you come to me. Anyone wants to do some online Zoom meeting? Noob.
Nope.
Gotta
can't
be in
do it.
person.
Gotta be in person, yo. Fuck that. That spits in the face of big tech, yo.
It sure does.
You know what I mean? That face-to-face communication thing that so many fucking little young kids today don't want to fucking have that conversation face-to-face because they're fucking pussies.
It might make it easier to just go camping that week.
Oh yeah, it's
I
all
might
about
just go
that eye
camping
contact.
Yeah, it is. It is.
with the mask on.
How's it feel?
Absolutely.
Not bothering me none. I can't see you.
God, that is so weird.
So we got less than a month to kind of get our brains going.
Well, our brains are going. We're waking everybody else up. Security is covered.
And bang, bang.
Don't worry. We'll bring supplementals.
Should we make sure that we're well prepared as well? I don't think anyone's coming after us.
I might bring some across county lines, if you know what I mean.
Ooh. As long as it's not
Allegedly.
Gay, so gay.
Gay, so gay.
I like that one.
I clicked the right one. That was
I like that
amazing.
one. That was
I
like-
can't
that
see
was
these
really-
stupid. You gotta see the buttons here. I'm at an
Oh.
angle where my short 5'2" ass cannot see what it actually says on these things. So I'm just like pressing what I think it is. But anyways,
Pint size.
appreciate you guys coming out, listening to us yet again. We love you. And we are getting shirts made. It will be made because I'm not going to do the full logo. What I'm going to do, politically correcting podcast. I think we need to get out there and we really need to be pushing this podcast because a lot of people feel as though their thoughts are not shared, that they are alone, that they, unfortunately, they feel as if they're just lost because no one else shares what their thoughts are. But there are plenty of people out there who share the same beliefs as us, who share the same ideas as us, who believe in common sense, who believe in actual science.
You can't even put your phone down.
I'm trying to fix this bubble on my freaking screen protector.
Addicted.
No, I'm just a dick. I'm addicted to you.
Chode 69.
Chode 69. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, everything. Austin, hit that funky music.
Yeah.